is Travis McHenry of the Grand Duchy of Westarctica on Micronational Wars, on that taboo, for that many see it as a taboo, and also cryptocurrency, a very good topic too. So without further ado, I present Travis McHenry, the Grand Duke of Westarctica. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Your Excellency. Hi, everyone. Grand Duke Travis of Westarctica. I've been in micronationalism since about 2001. And yes, we are about to discuss war. So, micronational warfare is a topic that draws a lot of very strong emotions for very good reasons, I think. And I think it's important to keep micronational war in perspective. Real countries engage in conflict with one another. And if micronations want to emulate real countries, we have to get comfortable with the idea that we're going to come in conflict. And a great example of that is Molossia. Molossia has had conflicts with not only other micronations. President Boss said he receives, I think, 20 to 50 declarations of war per month. so he's constantly being declared war upon. And that is kind of an annoying version of micronational warfare because it's completely fictional conflict. There's no reason for that to exist. It just sort of spontaneously appears. But a better form of micronational conflict would be Molossia's invasion or being invaded by Kikassia. That's kind of a conflict that was created for theatrical purposes. And it highlights Molossia as a country, and it shows how they would engage in sort of this playful warfare. So it helps non-micronationalists understand that we don't really take ourselves that seriously. No one's getting real guns and going out and shooting each other or storming the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. or anything like that. We're not that devoted to our micronations. Some of us are close though. So those kind of conflicts that are theatrical and fun can really help, I think, bring prestige to a micronation. Another good example is Australasia. The Empire of Australasia had a civil war, and they had like 12 major battles in that war. And they were mostly fought with Nerf guns, and they took pictures of it, they took videos of it, they reported every day on the status of the conflict. And that sort of gave you an idea of what Australasia was all about and who were the major players in that country. Princess Caroline was on one side and Jonathan Austin was on the other. So another example is the Westarctica Flandrensis War, which happened in 2000, 7 or 8. And I wasn't personally involved in that, but Westarctica and Flandrensis had this conflict, and it escalated to a virtual war, war of words, if you will. And in the end, we resolved our differences, and now the two countries are great friends. And so good came of it. We waged that war in a very professional way. We weren't nasty to each other. We tried not to, okay, so maybe we did resort to personal attacks, but I didn't do that. So we tried to wage that war without too many casualties, and in the end, we became friends through it. We realized we have more in common than we do apart. So wars like that are actually not that bad. The kind of really negative micronational conflicts come in the form of personal insults levied online and in Facebook groups or now on Discord servers. It's really, really a problem. Just that kind of personal attacks, that's not what real world countries do. And it's not what we as micronationalists should be doing. The other thing that really kind of bothers people is fictional orders of battle, saying, oh, I'm marching my 10,000 troops across the border into a rival micronation. Well, the country of Monaco doesn't even have 10,000 troops. So it's pretty unlikely that your micronation created 2 months ago has 10,000 troops. So if you're going to have a micronational war, try to keep it within the realm of possibility and a little bit in the realm of reality. I'm probably going to be declared war upon just for saying that, but that's my advice for micronationalists engaging in war. I think it's okay. I actually don't have a problem with it. As long as it's done in kind of a fun way, yes, we'll release the Westarctica Kraken against anyone that tries to invade us. As long as it's done in a fun way and it's done in the spirit of, of enjoying your country's military prestige, I actually don't think that there's a problem with it. Okay, so that's micronational conflict. My next topic is on cryptocurrency, and I assume this is going to elicit a lot of interest. So in 2018, Westarctica created its own cryptocurrency called the Westarctica coin. And this was done on the Ethereum blockchain. Just so you understand, there's Bitcoin, which is on the Bitcoin blockchain, and Ethereum is its own separate kind of cryptocurrency. And the creator of Ethereum made it so you can create tokens, they're called, that operate on the Ethereum blockchain, but they're actually its own separate contract is what they call it. So ours was done on an ERC20 Ethereum token, and anybody can do this. It requires very little technical knowledge to create your own cryptocurrency. You can name it whatever you want. You can create as many as you want, and you can use it in any way you want. So there's step-by-step guides online that you can find. And I had so little understanding of blockchain that we actually brought in a minister of blockchain who does this for a living. Like his whole life is in cryptologic technologies in his day job. So he actually set this up for us. The two major obstacles in creating a cryptocurrency are distribution. How do you get it out to your citizens or to people who might want it? And the other one is usage. How are your citizens actually going to use this cryptocurrency? And so for Westarctica, our distribution model was really a challenge because a lot of our citizens and people we wanted to give this cryptocurrency to, they didn't have digital wallets. They didn't even know what a digital wallet was. So how do you send somebody a cryptocurrency that they don't even understand what it is or how to use it? So we had to kind of educate our citizens and our nobles a little bit before we released this cryptocurrency. We created 17.2 trillion Westarctica coins. That's a lot. We distributed just over 1 billion of them to various citizens and nobles and people who had done good deeds, as we call it. So Westarctica coin was never intended to be like Bitcoin and be trading for $50,000 a unit. We intended ours to be a nonprofit cryptocurrency. So for example, somebody could take a picture of themselves dropping off recycling, and we would pay them in Westarctica coin, or they would start using a reusable water bottle, and that would earn them a certain amount of our cryptocurrency. So we ended up distributing 2.5 million units in that way. And then we also were selling them. So you could just donate money to us and we would give you the cryptocurrency in response. And we gave away 912 million Westarctica coins, and 85 million of them were actually purchased. People actually bought and paid for those 85 million Westarctica coins. Now, before you get too excited thinking we made a ton of money, the cash value of a Westarctica coin was 0.000069 cents. so it's 1/millionth of a cent basically is what it was worth. So our total income was $590 over the course of a year for all the Westarctica coins we sold. So the system itself was very successful. We were happy to launch it. We had a little bit of prestige to be one of the first micronations to launch its own cryptocurrency. I actually think we were the first, and also to be the first ever nonprofit cryptocurrency. Completely new concept, completely new idea. And I felt like it was a great success. Problem was, we had to partner with an organization called Hexel. They're a startup out of San Francisco, and they basically hosted our cryptocurrency for us. And it made it very easy to distribute. We could just email someone and say, hey, you've got, 1 million or 100 million Westarctica coins. All you have to do is log into Hexel and claim those coins. The problem is, with any startup, Hexel went out of business, and guess what happened? We lost everything. So all the 1.7 billion Westarctica coins we had distributed just vanished into thin air. And especially the people who paid for them were not very happy. So I ended up having to donate on behalf of Westarctica all the money that we raised to another organization, the Antarctic Coalition or Antarctic Southern Ocean Coalition, or whatever it's called, which is another 501c3 organization. So our reliance on that third party was our downfall. But I would say that the experiment was still a success, because we did create a cryptocurrency. Our citizens were able to use it and interact with it. And it was kind of a fun experiment for the future of Westarctica, which of course, I think the future of all currencies is going to be digital, but that's just me. So I would encourage you to, do a little bit of research on your own into setting up an ERC20 token. And you can call it anything you want. You can create as many as you want, and you can distribute it to anyone you want. And you can set your own price. Someone can, send you a PayPal for $20, and you send them back 20 Molossia coins or 20 Flandrensis coins or whatever it is. You are setting the price for how much that coin is going to be traded at. And yeah, 17.2 trillion tokens was probably too many to release. We sort of diluted our value a little bit, but I wanted to be a billionaire, so that's why we did that. And so that's all from me for cryptocurrency. I strongly recommend it. ERC20 token. I'll type that here in the token. Here. There you go. I put that in the chat so everybody can see it. Whoops. And hang on, I just direct messaged someone on that. Sorry about that. ERC20. There you go. Just do a search on that for step-by-step guide to setting up your own, and it'll work for you. That's it. All right, Stevie, back to you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Does anyone have any questions for Westarctica on the Micronational War or the cryptocurrency discussion? And at this time, if anyone has any question, oh, we do. Frederick Yoon has a question.
So we couldn't find another country that had cryptocurrencies. Otherwise, we would have been happy to set up an exchange with them. Well, the question is, countries set exchange rates between countries. What effect did that have on our cryptocurrency? We would have been happy to have some kind of an exchange rate with another country, but nobody else had a cryptocurrency at that time. So we couldn't establish that exchange rate. Yeah, it would be awesome to have other micronations with, all you gotta do is set up a digital wallet. It literally takes 10 seconds. And, a digital wallet for your country that we could exchange, national treasures with one another. It would be kind of cool. So yeah, I want to encourage everyone, go out there, make your own cryptocurrency and have your own wallets so we can trade.